Everybody, it's Patrick at the Pitch Deck. We're here with round 6 against OG Dash, which is going to be Boost Dash this time instead of Tree Frog. And it's going to be Aidan from 3 Floating, so it's going to be a joy to go up against him and his Dash, Slab Dash. I hope you guys enjoy. Alright guys, we got Dash on AB3. We have Induction Chamber to start, so we're just going to assume right now that it's going to be Tree Frog Dash, but he has the armor piece arm, so the adaptive plating. Now he pitches a blue boost attack, which is a little bit different than your Tree Frog, so we're still a little bit confused on it. This hand isn't too bad if we were just wanting to start stacking and then keep the count. So we're just coming in for 2 for the first attack and loading up on the chambers. So we're still slightly confused. I think this actually should have been the first play right here instead of just blocking 3. I think lesson if we were to stack would have been slightly better. So I think Tome is probably the better play, because if we can switch it up, we would have 2 resources rather than just 1 resource. But we were still confused about everything, so we were just wondering exactly how everything was supposed to be for this particular version of Dash. Now we have a boost attack, which then tells me that we are against Boost Dash. Now we don't say anything to blocks because it's still an on hit, but it just goes underneath the deck, so it doesn't really matter. Not too many on hits for Dash. For Courier, that's the only one you really care about. But here we could just block 3 and save ourselves 1 extra life, because we did a block 3 for that if we were willing to block. If we're wanting to block it, that is. But we could probably say no blocks and just go be on our way and try to see if there's another pistol shot, because he did give it go again. So we're going to think that the rest of this turn is going to be slightly more efficient whenever you use more resources towards the end. So we're just going to take 4 here. We don't really care about the on hit, like I mentioned. So now we're just going to load up on these here for sure, which is another blue down, and then shoots a pistol for 2. Which we can just go off the top since this is the last one here. We see a red. See, this is what I'm talking about. Probably could have just saved myself 3 extra life and given him 1 extra damage, because he's only got 1 AB. So those numbers can matter in the long run later on, because sometimes you can just be 1 damage short of lethal. That's one of the things I probably need to get more solidified on when I'm going against Boost Dash, is let's make an adjustment for if they are boost rather than Tree Frog. But adaptive plating should probably mean that they don't have the sideboard for no rune gloves, and they'll just keep it in for their normal matchups and not side it in. That's probably something to think about as well in the future. Adaptive plating arms is more likely a Boost Dash, and then the base arms is more likely Tree Frog. So we roll with our turn into Tome, so we'll just go ahead and use Tome, kind of extend as much as we can. You can just use Snapback off of this here. We roll into an extra blue. We're plus 1 resource, not bad, especially when you can use Snapback. So we give a C off the top, and then we get a blue spindle. So we have 2 choices here. We could probably toss out some extra stuff here. So I test the waters, which actually gives me 2 choices. I'm going to toss out this blazing for the snapback, and then probably go with a full buff blue spindle. And if he doesn't block this, that means he's probably got a big turn, and I can use that towards my op. If he does block it, I can go for more tempo play in my hand, because maybe actually it might be reversed. Tempo play if he doesn't block, a more aggressive play if he does block, because then he's just short on those resources and I can potentially look for a kill, or at least a very good kill. Drop down, I guess, post combo. Yeah, post combo. So we do just that.
On damage, opt A.
But maybe I should just pitch the blue for 2 resources floating. And then maybe he can think, oh, he's just going to use those 2 for spindle. Maybe something to think about as well. Here he takes 3. That means he's got a big turn ahead, and typically a big turn could be max V. So we see a red spindle and 2 blues. Could be used for tempo orientation. We can just probably block 6 if it's going to be that way, because we just literally sent 6 in unblocked, and we can block 6 to send 2 more, and they don't have pounder, so that's a really good position for us, and we can use it towards our advantage. So we draw up into potential combo turn with this hand if we really see the inside. We can probably block 6 still. Gives us our options here for sure. So here we can either go aggressive or tempo, either one. So with the hand that we're dealt, I should say, we're going to get a twin drive, which is boosted twice. That means 1 of 4 things probably. They probably would have started out with an octane, so that's 1 choice down, high octane. Octane into this usually. So that's 1 choice down. So now it's either harpoon, a random boost with max V, or both, where it's harpoon and max V. So right now we can give ourselves the choice of blocking 6 later on, not now, so that way he's a little bit more scared, especially when you can overextend into this turn with a wind drive, because you want to use that double boost with harpoon and or max V. So here we're just going to take 5.
Yes, that's what I have.
Keep our options open. So he does do harpoon, like predicted, because it's usually really well done in terms of double boost. Now this is forcing a third 3 cards to reveal with a 3 block. However, there's only 2 cards in hand, so it wasn't played from hand and then used the resource, so there's 1 card in hand, which is kind of slightly worse for us. We debate on if it is a max V, because it could be 2 reds, a blue and a red. It's more likely it's not 2 blues. They can just pay towards Foundry Heart if it's 2 reds for the max V turn. So here we're going to try to go for a combo play. I think I'm reading this. I think this is better, where I'm preventing maybe 10 damage with this potential max V turn, and then they don't get an arsenal if they want to dump their entire hand towards this. We did just see a blazing go to the bottom being pitched. We did use a Tome of Aetherwind, so there's a lot of contributing factors as well. So kind of a sticky situation. That's why I'm a little bit into now. Maybe I'm slightly more committed. Maybe I could have taken myself a little bit more time, given myself a little bit more time. So here we will just do the spindle combo and see if we can get the juice. And of course you have to start with boots rather than crew, because if it's a red you can't crew. You can't even do the combo. So we see another red spindle on top, which is unfortunate. It is the worst case for us on our side. We see 2 reds. Now we see at this point, if we were to just crew, we can't even do the combo, but is it worth activating it if we do? Like, is it bad if we crew and we can just go with spindle, C3 cards, but we're burning rags? I don't know. We're burning rags for that if we don't want to commit, right? It's one of those combos that if you do have everything for the combo in your hand, that it changes if you can't pay into to the entire combo itself. So you have to do boots first for spindle combo, rather than crucible first on a lesson combo. So we see 2 reds. They were actually just 2 random boost reds, which is the best case scenario for pitching for us. So he's gonna take 2, and then he's gonna take 6. It'll be good if we can get a blazing and or a big spell extender, which is basically Tallman 2 blues, and then maybe you can go into another, like a sonic boom, I don't know, something like that. Maybe another 2 cost, just in general. So we don't see a post combo hand with this hand. It's a lot of blues, 5 blues plus sonic boom. We do see a gaze, so there's the chance of going with a gaze. I'm already committed, and we're taking 9 damage for this turn, but we're also sending 8. So there is the, I think we just go with the gaze. It's not really combo, post combo heavy hand where we have our options.
And play it, opting to and coming back to hand.
We see 2 random blues. It's not even gonna work. That was opt 8, I think. Yeah, so if we would have seen 8 and they didn't have anything, and there was, we see in red, they didn't have anything towards AB. If we see a blue and then the 2 AB, then it'd still be 4 and we can opt 8 and then we wouldn't see anything here. So we would still go with gaze with a whole bunch of blues and see another blue on top. I think maybe it's just the luck with this. I still think it was the correct play. Even reviewing this, I think it's still the correct play of reading myself, of saving 10 life, plus not having an arsenal for their turn. So 15 to 24 is not too crazy. We wouldn't have gotten anything towards the blazing. There was 10 blues. Sorry, not 10 blues. About 9 blues. Yeah, 9 blues. Plus 8 blues plus the sonic, so it's not even worth with post combo hands either. So we see this one here. We are going to get a pistol shot. For this hand, it's not too crazy. We can just go ahead and see what the rest of the turn is. Again, we need a reset turn. So we need to have the opportunity to send and strip cards.
What was that? Gain 6 life, do about 20. That's pretty freaking great. So that's 10.
So he loads.
Okay, let me just think about my turn here.
And now we're gonna probably get faced with the most difficult of post combo, which is another pounder. Or not another pounder, which is the first pounder. Tekla pounder is definitely a kick in the oblongs, only because it's gonna make surviving post combo that much harder. So we have a choice. We can make it to where we are having blockouts with this turn. So basically this would be like our very first turn, and they had pounder and we blocked out, and now we have our hand for our first turn. So we can try to present as much damage as possible with lesson, and then go from there, because we can just pump it over 1. Try to strip as much cards as we can, because we know that that pounder turn is going to be potentially pretty bad. And the thing is, dash players can still present a lot of damage even if it isn't. They could have a 0 for 4 for 6, and then the pistol has already got a counter on, and then just AB everything and still send 8. Which is one of the reasons why dash is so hard. So if we can't high roll them, we have to make sure that our situation's really good. Now we take, he takes 1. He sends an AB3 with the blue, so that's 1 blue down. And so there's decisions here for us to make. We had a spare blue that we could have blocked with, I should say. We could save a little bit extra life. It is an overblock in the terms of 2 to 3 block. But I think we could still use it towards damage. So we can think of like maybe home. We can think maybe another lesson. Probably snapback to just pocket. But then again, we can't send it. We want to send snapback for put it in our hand for next turn if we can see an opening. So there is the line of another blazing. Let me see another card. Sorry, not another blazing. Another lesson. Another lesson can say that you can give me the card and then probably make your turn that much more weaker, or you can give me a 2 cost. I'm gonna shoot this for 1. Sorry, with 1 resource, shoot this for 3. So shooting it for 3 gives the option of hurting the dash as much as possible because of their resource short hand sometimes. They could have a resource heavy hand and still present so much damage towards us. Like I had mentioned before, it can be literally a 0 cost plus pistol. And then just arsenal at that point. Or pay a red into Teklo and then get more resources. Which might be slightly more inefficient if they did it that way. So this is probably the best restart turn where we have to do a post combo. However, if we didn't have the Tekla Pounder, we would probably be a little bit better. Having that over our heads if we can't go 3 turns without killing him. We're already on such a low life right now. So I think we're just going to go ahead and grab Snapback. Helps us a little bit.
Would you like a cut? No offense. And then I'm gonna pass.
No,
So we're gonna have Wildfire in there for maybe some beefy damage later on if we can work it that way. So here we see the pistol for 2. It's kind of like a Kadachi almost, which not only Pounder but the chamber, both of them combined in post combo really hurts. Induction chamber is better post combo, so they can just chip a little bit more and still block everything out. Because we wouldn't care about the pistol shots until it actually means lethal. So here we come with a zipper hit for 7. I think the best play here is just to send 5 from Arsenal and block everything and then take 1 here. So that right now we'd be taking 3 damage. Actually, I think it might be a... Yeah. Okay, so then it was a yellow, so then we just block it out. So then it comes in just for 6 instead of 7. We take another pistol shot coming at us.
I'll take 2.
We have to take it, kind of set up a little bit and send some more damage. The thing about Wildfire though is when you send it for 5, sure, it kind of lowers their life a little bit. But they're in the most precarious situation where they have all their equipment up, which the most equipment that is dangerous towards us is not necessarily Tekla Foundry Heart, but it's Achilles. So when we get close, the double shots can come in and kill us if we're not too careful. But this is basically something that doesn't strip cards from their hand. And we're kind of sitting on one of those opportunities where it's not... We kind of want damage, but we also want cards to be stripped. So I'm not exactly sure if AB3 is something that we would want here, or if it is something that we just want full damage. It remains to be seen whether which side that we would want more. So he ends up taking 5. Which, like, I guess both scenarios are good. This gets us closer towards kill range, but AB3 is hard. It's a little rough. So we do see a really good hand here. Like I was mentioning before, the post combo is a little rough, I think, towards Forcing them to have lethal might have been the play, but it is a little rocky. Because the pistols do help out in the situation with the chamber. So we're just having a 2 coming in. Which will bring us down to 7 if we don't block. And with this hand, we can probably say that we don't need it. As in, like, we don't need it to block. We can just let that go. So we see a red T-bone. So red T-bone is a little bit scary. I'll give you a reason why. So this is coming in for 5. If we take this and we go down to 2, that means that they can just load up the pistol and shoot us again. They have 2 floating. It can load the pistol because again, it's go again off the T-bone and then just shoot. Force us to really just think about what are the things that we can do here. Because then it can give them options. If we do block the pistol, then they can just go Achilles accelerator and then strip the rest of our hand. Because they think that the pistol shot from the last pistol shot is going to kill us. I don't know. Maybe the best play is not to block at all. So we end up making sure that we can block a little bit with this hand. Double block, I don't think that's worth it. Because then that's still death, double pistol shots. Double block for the next attack. We take 2. I'm not even sure if Spindle, for my turn, if it was a Spindle rather than a Wildfire, and they just took the entire 5, that we would really do as much damage as we think we could, because we just still see 4 blues and a snapback plus the unknown on top. So we come in with a harpoon, 1 resource down. Now we have to show 2 cards, but we're not forced to block. But I almost feel like we should.
Show these 2.
Are those both blue?
Yeah. So like, yeah. So it's like, okay, I think a real team here and then you end up with
We end up blocking anyways. I think that's still safe because if we can't kill with what we have presented here, and we take the chance of whatever we have off the top of the deck, then I still don't think we can kill through 17 and whatever he has in his hand. I think a Wildfire off the top would have to be the only play. Like a Wildfire and then buff these both snapback. AB3, I think. AB3, then both those snapback come in for 5. At that point, it's just only 12 damage. If he didn't AB the snapbacks. But I'm not even sure what can save me off the top. I'd have to higher roll a lot, meaning maybe Tome into Wildfire Blazings type of stuff, where we just absolutely dominate the top deck. So here he's going to go with the Foundry Heart, and I think that's just fine where it is. So here we have a red throttle.
Can I see what that was that you brought back? I'm sorry. Can I see what you brought back? Oh, I'm sorry. Super. Is that 5? Yeah. Oh, sorry. No, you're good. Yeah,
So the thing is, we're at 4, and we can die with 2 pistol shots, or we can die with just blocking 1 plus 2 pistol shots. So it's both of them is death either way, because we're just going to be blocking this and we take 1, so it's going to be on the point of pistol shot with 2 floating, such as another blue, and he had the blues and the reds, and he pretty much the perfect hand is just to seal the deal. Oh, well played by the dash. Well played, Aidan. We didn't have what we needed. I don't know if there was any else that we could have had, but I think maybe could have played it more tempo at that point towards the combo turn.
Just didn't find what you needed on the right Strider's turn.
Well, it was a red off the top, so it lowered it down more. I don't think I even found another blazing, because you're supposed to pair it with a blazing or try to find it when there's a blazing here. I just don't think I would another blazing here, so I don't think one of my tomes I had put one of them there, and I think the other one was lower. I knew I pitched before, so probably not a good idea to go off there, but I predicted heart into max V,
Me choosing second was
or
more about
just pay for max V, which saves me a whole bunch of life. That's why I went to it.
Yeah.
So I went with the chance of 3 blues. Okay, we're looking good. I can save a whole bunch of life if he just ABs everything.
Yeah.
And then go that way.